About a month and a half ago, I started realizing that my hormones didn't give a flying flipping fish hook about Zepbound. Y'all, I was at a stall for about 3 weeks, and I was like, you know what? I'm back to square one, because am I really about to titrate up to 5 milligrams? And so if you want to hear about it, let's get started. Hey y'all, my name is Tasha. I am 41. I am a mom of 3, wife to T. I am an educator, and I am on a health and wellness journey using the medication Zepbound. So here we are. Am I ready to titrate up to 5 milligrams? So I've been on 2.5 milligrams for the last 4.5 months. I started in June of this year, and I lost 20 pounds on 2.5. And so when we went on that cruise in September, that was the first time I had experienced, the week before the cruise is when I first experienced my first gain. And then after that, baby, the weight was just coming on. My hormones was like, yes, we back. And I didn't want them to be back, y'all. And so I was like, I'm back at square one. I felt the same way that I felt when I was getting ready to start Zepbound. Like, do I really want to titrate up? But I went and took my own advice, y'all. I went back and looked at this video right here just to remind myself of things that I know, how to do. And so I started researching again. I went back and I looked at videos where people were titrating up. I was on those Facebook groups again. And you know what? Scared. But again, taking that advice, people tend to talk about the bad before they talk about the good. And so I was like, you know what? The first time it wasn't my story, it ain't gonna be my story now. But before I make this decision, I wanted to talk to my doctor. And so I had an appointment coming up in October, and I decided to wait until I saw the doctor, because at that point I would have a new set of labs. I get to talk to him, and that's exactly what I did. How did I know it was kind of time for me to titrate up? Well, the first thing I did was I looked at my data. I tracked my data. I tracked where I take my shots, when I take my shots. I track the symptoms that I have. I just track everything with the shots. And that has proven to be great, because I was able to look at my data and I realized that, you know what? On certain weeks, I would lose weight, but then certain weeks I would gain and or maintain. And like, well, we do this thing in education. We do like the 5 whys. Well, why is that? And so when I started looking at those weeks, it was like, oh, whenever I inject in my left thigh, those are the times that I either maintain or gain some weeks. And it's like, why? And then I realized, y'all, that was around the time where my cycle was beginning or getting ready. Hormone changes were happening in that week, preparing for the different phases that we go through in our menstrual cycle. And I was like, interesting. And so I concluded that, you know what, my hormones, they back. They running the show. And so that prompted me to really, just figure out, is this something that I wanted to do? And so after that, I went and I talked to my doctor. And when I talked to my doctor, he was like, you've done an excellent job on 2.5. A lot of people don't lose weight on 2.5, but because you've been at a stall for about 3.5, almost a month, then you may want to look at titrating up. And so I was like, well, what is your experience with people titrating up? And he basically told me, people who usually do 5 milligrams, the symptoms that they had with 2.5 milligrams, they tend to intensify. And I was like, well, I didn't have any symptoms. And he was like, well, maybe you may feel a little nauseous, a little bit more fatigue. But again, it varies and you won't know until you try it. So guess what, y'all? I went and got that 5 milligrams. I went and got it. And so far, so good. Like, we be pumping ourselves up and having this anxiety for no reason. Because now I will say, the first 2 weeks that I was on 5 milligrams, I did experience nausea, but it wasn't like I didn't throw up, and it wasn't like you had stomach ache and just feeling blah, like it wasn't extreme at all. And so I was like, okay, I can do this. And by the time I was on the 3rd shot, which is this week, I haven't had any symptoms. I do still have an appetite, but I'm still losing weight. And that is a good thing, because I don't want my appetite suppressed to where I'm not eating. And that's the reason why I'm losing weight. I want to be able to be in control of my food choices when I eat, things of that nature. So it's still zepping, y'all. It done started back zepping like it was zepping in the beginning. And I'm excited about it. So if you are at a stage where you're stalling, you can try different things. Ramp up your exercise, maybe change the shot injection site. But I just didn't want to do that because I've been having good luck with these thighs, right? And so I wanted to stick with it. And I did try to increase exercise, but my hormones was like, girl, you wasting your time. Don't be stressing yourself out doing extra. I got this. And I was like, hormones, I'm gonna tell my doctor. Anyway, and so yeah, my appointment went well. 5 milligrams have been doing your girl good. Hormones been in check a little bit. I've lost weight each week that I've been on it, which is 3 times. I think, yeah, 3 times so far. I've had my cycle. I even lost weight during the week of my cycle. So Zepbound it's working for me again, and I'm excited about it. So my doctor's appointment, I'll get into that in the video that I'm going to post right after this. As a matter of fact, I'm about to record it now, so you guys are going to get 2 videos from me, because y'all know I be working. I be doing too much other stuff, and I have to hop on the camera when I can. And so you're going to get the next video is going to talk about my doctor's appointment and how my doctors, I think they hate me. I think this one doctor hate me, and I'll tell you why in the next video. All right, you guys, make sure you keep enjoying your journey, and I will see you in the next video.